Converting people, dakwah. That's something that people of different religions want to do for different reasons. Share your faith, make people more like you. But not everyone does it like Saiful Nizar Abdul Rahim, who decided the best time and place to evangelize was during Taipusum. In case the guy and people like him are still too thick to understand, let's make it very clear. No, your Taipusam Dakwah is not welcome. So poops, Taipusum is ancient history by this point, and I hope that all of y'all had a meaningful time going out to Batu Caves or wherever it is that you went. But one of the things that remains is Saiful Nizar Abdul Rahim's Taipusum conversion attempt. Right here on this Facebook post that I talked about just the other day, he's like, kepada bukan Islam, to the non-Muslims, understand the limits and the principles of Islam. Don't be extreme. I offer you to Islam. It will save you in the future. And I'm like, wow, thank you so much. Not. Bro, my first reaction when I saw this was, is this guy an idiot? Is this not an article about Taipusum that is supposed to teach people about what happens during Taipusum? A Hindu celebration? Why the hell are you suddenly trying to make it all about yourself and then going out and yapping about how other people must now follow your religion? Bro, I complained about this on livestream just the other day, and honestly I should have saved some clips from it, but I literally don't understand because why would you even do that? So he and I had a nice little exchange right here, whereby I'm talking about all of the different verses that he's just casually citing right over here, and noting that, well, if it's not your cultural celebration, then the fact that you are trying to share at the moment is not a showcase of how noble or holy you are. It's a show of your insecurity. And for all we know, maybe bro is just going out and then laughing and being all like, ah ha 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 ha, I got 105 reactions and you only got 45, ah ha ha ha. So what? Until you realize that the people who are giving likes are almost all Malay, and he's basically feeding an echo chamber of people who are just casually going out, getting angry, and intentionally saying, oh, I'm sorry, I don't care about Taipusum, which is exactly what I talked about in a previous video. While at the same time, if we look at the people who are just casually giving out laughter emojis, as they basically should, you have the people that this was meant to target. So I don't know, man, like if this was supposed to be some sort of like legendary dakwah, sharing conversion attempt, touching people switching their faiths by the thousands, I don't know, man, like for some reason, I feel that this Sapoop is going to be very disappointed. Well, I guess that's maybe if he actually felt some semblance of shame, which it seems like he doesn't, because here he goes, and the next minute he leaves this cloying comment right here, talking about how, aww, I was only advising my fellow brothers and sisters of my religion. How could you feel badly about it? While, by the way, ignoring the fact that he is casually evangelizing right over here. Again, in the middle of Taipusum itself, sharing his faith in a space where it is not actually wanted. And what do we call this kind of behavior, Sapoops? I think that's a very good term for it, which is basically namanya gaslighting, a form of persistent psychological manipulation and emotional abuse where a perpetrator makes someone question their own reality, memory, or perception. And you can see right here that this Joker is doing exactly that. Being all like, I am the good one, oh saya orang baik, I'm only advising the people around me, why you go and kecam me? Well, Saboop, it's partly because you kinda deserve to be kecam, and because in reality, nobody who is not of your religion actually needs to be hearing your kind of garbage in the middle of one of their own personal religious celebrations. I mean, come on. Have some sensitivity. Obviously, you have your own rituals, your own celebrations. During Malay weddings, which I go for once in a while, I'll be going for another one like pretty soon as well, people pray. And during that time, do people who are not Muslim go out there and say, hey, I'm offended by prayer, stop praying. Yo, no, of course not. Because that is your culture, your faith, that is what you do, and we respect that. We accept that you have
fundamental primeval differences
in terms of how you behave, what you believe. So we do not interfere, we do not go out there and scream to the high heavens, Jesus is the Son of God, stop your ceremony, because we accept that you have a very different value and belief system from us. Not questioning it, not raising your own value system in a situation that's inappropriate for it. But of course, when I look at this guy, I sort of understand why he's behaving this way, because when I look at his profile, I can see that he is basically a card-carrying fan of allegedly going out to try to convert people. Probably also the kind of person that's like, hooray! Our religion is growing faster than everyone else's in the world. Ha 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 ha. While, by the way, going out there with these kinds of nonsense conversion attempts, for all you know, maybe he's plotting one for Wesak Day, Deepavali. Heck, for all you know, maybe during Chinese New Year, he's gonna come out with all of his nonsense yet again. I mean, dude, this guy is the guy who ended up posting this right here, suggesting a manifesto for a pass. I don't know if he's actually serious about it, but he apparently felt strongly enough to go out there and distribute it to his audience, and that gives you an idea of the kind of person that this person is right here, as it gives you an idea about the people who actually click like on it. And overall, you can see right here that some part of him is just obsessed with this idea that people end up getting converted to his way of living or life, partly because he cannot mind his own business. And again, as I said at the start of the video, fine, you want to convert people, then by all means. I will consider it an offense though, because constitutionally, you can't evangelize to Muslims. I have no intention of doing so. So in my mind, the most important thing for this walawun is just the phrase, Lakum, dinukum, waliyadin. For you is your religion, and for me is my religion. Do me a favor and stop. Which is funny because this walawun seems that he actually knows this phrase right here, but somehow does not practice it.
And if you agree that this is bad and should not be permitted in Malaysia, feel free to join in on my MCMC report.
But bro, back to this for a bit. In Malaysia, you're constantly in a place where there are people of other religions and faiths. And celebrations, they come a few times during the course of the year. And the fact that there are celebrations, the fact that Batu Caves draws in millions of tourists around the world, is a testament to the diversity that we have in Malaysia. And given that we have diversity, we should appreciate it as one of our strengths and not be going out there and then showboating, gallivanting, and somehow shaking your religion and otherwise right in the middle of people's celebrations just because it suits your convenient narrative so you can be a hero of your faith. Because no, you're not. You're an embarrassment to your entire community. And at this time, Sapoops, I want to emphasize that not everyone is like this. You should not be going out and saying that every single Malay or every single person who has the same faith as this person behaves like that. In the same way, you wouldn't say that semua Melayu malas. You wouldn't say that every Chinese is a communist. So jangan pukul rata is my advice for all this. But this really needs to be said. This kind of gaslighting is the kind of thing that breaks our society apart, and it's exactly the kind of thing that we should be stopping, we cannot be normalizing, and that we should definitely call out if we have the opportunity, if we see it wherever it is that we go. You might think to yourself that, well, if somebody else calls it out, if somebody else scolds them, then it's all good, I want to be silent or whatever, but the government can only do so much, MCMC can only do so much, and if you find yourself in this situation where people from your country, your brothers and sisters of other faiths are having their happy days, their celebrations, their times of meaning getting compromised by agitators and jokers like this, please consider speaking up, because in Malaysia, kita jaga kita, and we do have to help one another to stop getting gaslighted by ruffians like this, who for some reason or another just don't understand the very basic rules of living in a multicultural and diverse society, where if you really cannot find it inside you to celebrate, go along, and actually enjoy what other people are enjoying, then it's also an option to just shut up, zip, and not try to impose your ideals upon other people. But what do you think, Sapoops? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That's all to say about that, and bye.